Hey folks, I'm Vixen. Today we're going to take a look at Ash of the Gods, a game by Dust. It is a tactical RPG with pretty heavy storyline. It's sharing a lot of DNA with games like the Banner Saga, which is quite cool because the Banner Saga has quite amazing art and Ash of the Gods seems to be doing the same. The combat was also pretty solid and we'll need to take a look at this. So let's just begin a new game and see what this game has to offer. There we go, so we're going to go with a classical mode. So in this game, every character can die. If you just do a bad decision, you might lose your main character, so we'll need to be very, very careful. Yet, as it is tactical as I was saying, we've got maybe a bit of time to think about our moves. So years 300 since the Divine Retribution, the Spring Equinox. These guys seem not to be joking around, they are quite efficient. Yet it seems the other side has a bunch of heroes as well.
Unsolved mysteries are like an unquenched thirst, premonitions of trouble to spur you to keep going.
Alright, it was quite an epic introduction, and let's see what's going to happen of us and what character will be able to impersonate. The music is quite good as well, especially the main theme on the title screen. It's quite excellent.
1002 years since Divine Retribution, the end of winter, the Vale of Mercy, foothills of the Milky Mountains.
Okay, we are going for an unfair fight, which hopefully will give us an advantage or two. 700 years ago, you and the other heroes took to the field of the Droncy Deep to prevent a great calamity, the Reaping. Your self-sacrifice should have destroyed all Reapers, once and for all. 9 years ago you began feeling a growing sense of unease and decided to roam Terminum to find the reason. A month ago you met a temple guard in the town of Gordon. There was something peculiar about him. Feeling a long-forgotten sense of dread, you realized it was an Umbra Reaper in disguise. He noticed you, too, but chose not to pursue. He merely winked at you, bowing in jest. The return of the Umbra forewarned of the impending reaping, so you head to the Milky Mountain to find the local seeress. You hope to learn the time and place of the coming reaping and prevent it. When you stepped onto the narrow path, you noticed several sets of footprints. At the time, you thought that other people seeking the seeress advice must have anticipated you, but no, they're just rubber looking for an easy target. Okay, here we begin. So, time to act. Blue tile indicate where you can move, probably, and red where you can attack, maybe. Oh no, orange, where you can attack, where you can move if you just decide not to attack, probably. Okay, but three skills, not two maybe. Quick strike. Okay, we'll do that. And we can attack that guy here, and only that guy for now. Okay, let's try it. Most attack allow huge damage either enemies else or their energy. Okay, so we'll go for the else first. Okay, it's not really in a hurry, it seems. Okay, so this one is dead. And let's see what they're going to do. So this one should be throwing axes. Damaging an enemy energy, reduce their option because faster movement and powerful skills require energy to execute. Okay, so if I reduce their energy, they won't be able to do as much damage as they would. Moreover, if an enemy has 0 energy remaining, double damage will be dealt. Oh, okay, interesting. This enemy has a lot of health, but only 5 of energy. So okay, so it's interesting to actually focus on energy on enemy which are low on it, so you can actually damage them double when it is done. Okay, let's click on the enemy with the right mouse and quick strike. Okay. Okay, so next blow is going to be deadly. You can select an enemy to learn more about the abilities. Click on the tile they're standing on with the left mouse button. Okay. And I can probably see a few things. So we've got Axe Earl, which is going to give 2 damage to else. Wait. Is it just... No, maybe it's taking 2 else to activate? It's not really clear. 3 else to... We'll just take a look at when we're going to use our own. You can choose to manually walk to a destination before choosing to attack, or I can probably do what I've been doing before also. Alright, let's go there. I'm going to use a skill that doesn't require targets. Right click on the tile your active character is standing on. Okay, so I can maybe use some kind of defensive skills as well. And what do I want to go for? It's a list of skill which do not require choosing a target first. The escape button as well. Okay, so I'm going to go for... Okay, so this one is going to enable me to attack many enemies which are around me. I'm not sure it's a very good thing to do right now, but we'll try to do it nonetheless. And... okay, I need to go with that as well, it seems. I'm taking a bit more damage. It's not going to be too difficult. I think this enemy is not very deadly. So can I actually attack him right away with this one? It seems to be the case. And we want to go for the else because there is no more energy left, so we might be able to do a lot of damage here. Okay, he's not dead yet. Yet he won't kill me. The character are moving a bit slowly, it seems. I've got also... no, I don't really want to use that for now. It seems to be pointless. Can I do just regular attack? Ah. Okay, let's just go back to my character. And we'll just try to go for a quick strike, which is going to deal damage to the else. There we go. You're about to knock on the Earth's door when it's suddenly flung open. A woman appears on the doorstep. You Earths leap from your chest. She's the one you'd left behind when you went to fight in the battle for the Drossy Deep. She's the one you loved. Hammer. In a detached manner. Blance. What took you so long? It's been 700 or 2 years. You managed to survive when 12 of our prison perished. Did you go into hiding? Bitterly. Please call me Upper. I'm already used to my new name. I was called Blance when we were together. I wasn't hiding in that battle, you know. I was wounded, pierced by arrows. That's why I didn't complete my task. Yes, I've heard the legend of the 12 brave one who cast an enchantment on themselves and turn into stone. They achieved their goal. Now their land is free from the plague and the ripping. The price was too high though, if you ask me. Why did you come looking for me again? I wasn't searching for you, but the local Cirrus, there are signs. Bestia are leaving the forest of Datura. The Vandal witch has been sighted on the woodland trail. I stumbled upon a track in Gordon myself. They have returned. Another ripping is night, perhaps. That's a foolish question, Hope. I do not foretell the obvious. You might as well have asked whether winter will follow autumn. The ripping is coming, you know it. All loose end shall be tied. Okay, so let's see. What do you mean by tied, or what do you know of the coming ripping? Let's say the first one. One day the final reaping will come. The question is if there will be anything left in this world afterward. Why would you care, though? Aren't you immortal? Yeah, I'm same as you, I'm Amma. Even if we are both Umbra, we have long embraced the human way of life, and I care about Terminum's fate. To the ripping, we are no more than specks of dust. This time we don't have 12 comrades willing to sacrifice themselves. Among those still alive, some will succumb and become rippers themselves. Do you really want to get involved? I need to stop the ripping. It's my fault they're happening again. You need to get off your pedestal. We are maggots, the lawless servant lucky enough to be seated at the dining table. Are you looking for the forsaken god of this land? I have a book that describes the life of one. Here, take a look. I had a good laugh reading this nonsense. Thank you for the book. I've been searching high and low for similar records, but still, when and where will the ripping begin? I need to be there. That's where I'm needed. I know it. The soul of the dead have tortured me with the guilt for 700 years. Help me. Give me the knife you kept in your bag, the kind of present sacrificed themselves with. Give it to me and you'll get your answer. Pity. I'd really hoped to use it. I doubt anything else can kill a Ripper. Well, here you go, but why do you want it? The ripping shall occur on the day of the vernal equinox, both in the north and the south, in the town of Woden and Albius. I wouldn't waste time if I were you. Sadly, I don't have time to reach the north. Farewell. I hope our paths cross again, though you still haven't told me why you needed the knife. I saw you kill me with this very knife, Upper, so I hope our paths never cross again. Farewell.
What does one need to meet old age in peace? Only to avoid a major disaster.
Okay, let's see.
Year 1002
Quite pretty,
since divine retribution. Burkana, the kingdom of Odala, city of Albius. The spring equinox. 8th year of peace since the last war. A retired captain of the guard and his daughter are strolling through the festival market.
Okay, this character seems to be interesting. This is the most bizarre. A woman in strange clothes is walking away from the town hall. Beauty should be turning heads, but I seem to be the only one noticing her. Gleda, are you daydreaming again? You nudge your daughter as you see Baron Trouble, the burgomaster of the town, approach you. Good day, Torn. How are you, Gleda? I take it there is a reason you have been combing the market since down, looking for a gift for Licky? No, we're just strolling. Not willing to waste time on chit-chat, you make an apologetic gesture and point at the city clock. You then nudge Gleda and leave the burgomaster, who looked bewildered. That wasn't very polite, was it? The old man can talk anyone to death, and we are pressed for time. We do need to buy a gift. What are we going to give her? Will you give me a hint? What would your mother like? Let's see. Will have far-reaching consequences. Interesting. Let's see. We could give her jewelry, we could give her clothing, if only Macht came to visit. I don't really know whose Macht is, so maybe I could go with clothing. I wonder. I do not really know who Macht is, yet I believe maybe it might be worth inquiring. They said there is trouble on the border, so your brother is really busy. I hope at least he find time to send his mother a letter. I hope so too. He would have known what to give her for his birthday. I'm sure you can manage on your own. Okay, so let's see. We've got 3 characters we can interact with. We've got Gleda, we've got Rask shop, which is selling jewelry and antique, and Pagan style, which is selling clothes. So let's just speak to Gleda first. Was there something you wanted to discuss? I know what mob really need else for hatching earth. Is there any way to improve her health? Magic, divine intervention. I do not believe in magic. The gods, it seems, do not even help their own servants. Do you remember what their temple is called? The Temple of Divine Retribution. It would be silly to expect any help from them. I wish we knew why they had to exact this retribution on your mother. Then we should content ourselves with what that marketplace has to offer, and I shall win tomorrow's fencing tournament in her honor. Do you really think she will take pleasure in watching her daughter hurl herself at another blade, even if it is a practice sword? Mom used to fence when she was younger. I could never understand that. Thanks all the gods she didn't have to use her skill even once. Alright, let's go and buy something. Okay, so she might be more interested in clothes. You make your way to the clothes merchant and find the stall practically blocked from view by a portly figure of the money changer's wife. She's a quarrelsome woman and obviously unhappy about someone invading her space. Well, we're just going to try to greet her politely. Someone nods to you curtly. No longer showing frustration, she strides away toward the town's gate and disappears among the merchant's stall. Nice to see you, Captain. What have you done, my friend? You've just lost me a client. I swear I was this close to taking the fortress. Let's see. You are right, Stout. As a fortress she is. Not every fortress is worth besieging. This fortress is too strong for you to take. Let's say... this fortress is too strong for you to take. You may be right, my friend. Lucky she came without her husband. The pair are worse than highways robbers. The latter at least doesn't fleece you every time. I duped anyone could fleece you. I've noticed many times that you hold the measuring stick like you would a Vandal sword. It's a special kind of grip. I thought you came from Isilda, but you move like a Baldarian swordsman. One does not forget how to hold a sword once they've mastered it. Did you not know, my friend, that I come from Baldar? I started trading in Isilda only because Frisia subjected my homeland. This misfortune has lasted many years already, and everyone's treated differently. Not all Baldarian fled their land. Some are living under the Northerner now. None of our neighbors seems to be rushing to help us win back Baldar. So many of us have simply given up. I wouldn't bet on Frisia stopping here, though. I fear that you will join the rank of your kin. I hope that I hope that you will help us fight the Northerner. The Frisian chased me away from the land of my forefather. Here I was given a chance to start a new life. When the time comes, I will remember who wronged me and who showed me kindness. I will mark your words, Padagang. But for now, let us get back to choosing a gift for my wife. What kind of fabric are you looking for? Redden wool, Baldarian silk? Let's see. There is a wood shawl, we've got a silk handkerchief, and I'm going to take a look at it first. Show us the wool. She seems to be in bad health, so maybe something a bit more warm would be better. Let me borrow a ring, my friend. The one young Leda wear on her pinky, and I shall spare you a small talk. Leda takes the ring off her pinky and hand it to Padagan, who picks a fluffy wooden shawl from his counter and puts it through the tiny ring in the blink of an eye. Impressed, unbelievable. I didn't think it's possible, and yet, would this shawl be warm enough? This is precisely the reason why this fabric is so valuable, young lass. Being light and thin, it keeps you warm just like heavy wool clothes. It's not too bad. I think I will go for the wool shawl. I could take a look at the silk though. It's not going to cost us much. I have just the thing you're looking for, my friend. This is a handkerchief with a silver strand woven into it. The so-called thread of life, they say, that it protects the wearer from evil magic, but you don't have to believe in magic to appreciate its beauty. But I can stretch a piece of white felt over the counter, reach into this basket and pick up a silk handkerchief shimmering with delicate ornament. As it unfurls, it looks like a host of butterfly fluttering over a snowy field. Both are a very good gift. True, if magic exists, it is that created much the piece. It's a difficult choice. I think the wool would help her being well, but maybe there is a bit of magic to protect her in this handkerchief. Okay, let's just try to go for the silk. I would have probably gone for the wool, but if there is a bit of magic in there, it might be useful. You unstring your purse and settle with Padagan. Then you neatly fold the silk handkerchief and pass it to Gleda. As you are about to leave, the low sound of a bell fills the marketplace. Startled, seller and buyer alike stare in the direction of the town hall. If only you had seen the pretty lady spotted just earlier. She was almost as beautiful as your daughter. She went straight into the town hall. Could it be that her beauty drove our bell ringer crazy? Or did he drink himself silly again? The bell ringer has outdone himself this time. He's not late, he started early. Doesn't the bell sound strange to you? It's almost like it's screaming. Suddenly, all around you, citizens start collapse. You turn around, grab Gleda by the hand and run toward the town hall together. What's happening in there? What kind of magic is that? Oh, the ripping has begun. You see Baron Trouble lying on the ground, dying. Blood gushes from his mouth, nose, hair and eyes. You feel a pang of conscience for ending your last conversation with the last burgomaster so rudely. You are tough. You struggle to stay on your feet. Blood is gushing from your nose. Gleda, scared to death, is hiding behind your back, but rather taciturn. Who are you? No need for you to know. You use the last reserve of your energy to stay upright. Your heart is about to leap out of your chest, your throat contract. Dying already? I'm just going to go and no, I'm going to live a bit longer. Or I could try to beg for my daughter. I'm going to go for the last one. It seems the monster is grinning. It clenches its fists and your heart clenches in your chest. A moment later, the unbearable pain lifts. Towering over you, the monster examines you intently for a few seconds, then extends his arm and points at your pendant. The monster grabs your Captain Insignia, clenching it in his fist. With a hissing sound, the strix in the pendant shrinks. The ripping will start with your family, Thorn Brennan. The monster vanishes into thin air. You shake your head, trying to clear it. Oh, bless gods. Did you hear what it had said about our family? Quick, we've got to get home. Alright. You run headlong to your house, taking every possible shortcut. Even a small town like Albus has its dark corner, but you could not care less. Right now you need to make sure that everything is alright at home. Okay, let's hurry. Gleda's outcry makes you stop in your track. Your daughter hastily pulls some kind of colored plaque from under her belt. That's what almost burned my stomach. Rask gave them to me about a week ago. A long time ago they supposedly were magical battle cards. Suddenly they became so hot to the touch. Take a look at the cards. What are these? 5 new cards? Seems to be interesting. The magical plague almost burn your fingers, but they also fit perfectly in your palm. You feel almost as if you could wave your hand and channel magic into an enemy, into an enemy. Could they regain their power because of the ripping, or did Rask come by them? You remember seeing such plagues sold as a curiosity and souvenir. Hear footstep coming from somewhere ahead. 3 thugs are bearing the way. Their puffy faces are contorted with mindless rage. Did highwaymen get so brazen as to attack townsfolk, hoping for any gain? In a swift move, you draw your sword, but the thug look unimpressed. You look closer and notice their vacant eyes and foam at their mouths. Your opponents are either very drunk or crazy. You step in front of Gleda. I'll beat some sense into them. Stay back. In response, Gleda steps aside and draws her own blade. Did I practice with a sword for all those years to just keep hiding behind you? Together, we'll deal with them faster. What your daughter is really asking for is some stern parenting, but the thug attack you will with a feral roar. You can only hope your daughter has taken your lesson to heart. Okay, let's see. You can choose a turn or order, just select any character. So we've got no order to play with our character. We need to choose what we want to do first. So this new card on the other side, click on the icon in the bottom left to use a card. Each card has a number that show in which round it becomes available. Each card can be used only once per battle. After you use a card, it won't be available again until the next battle. Okay, so these are quite interesting boosts. The red skull next to your character portrait indicates the number of wounds the character has sustained. The character stats are lowered depending on the number of wounds. If a character sustains 4 wounds to die. Okay, so we'll need to be careful. Keep an eye out for this useful button, so the rest mechanics are going to be explained here. Okay, let's try to be careful. We've got 3 enemies with axes and sticks, and I need to position my guys. I think we are going to be fine that way, so let's just... and I've got 236 seconds to choose what I'm going to do, so I've got still a bit of time. Let's see, what do we have? I've got attack, double strike or heavy strike with that character. Plus I can cover or split damage. Okay, let's see my second character here with fight back, parry, knock back, and anger plus shelter as personal kind of spells. Okay, so I should probably attack first. It's going to give me an edge. So these guys have got 12 energy, every single one. Oh, this one is a bit weaker, so I might want to go for him. No, I'm not sure. I'm going to focus on the same. It's going to be a bit easier then. So let's just try to go for this one, and I'm going to aim for probably the else because I'm going to be able to deal with him quite quickly. Okay, I pushed him back, and he seems not to be happy about it. Okay, he's coming back. Okay, so we are fighting. We're not fighting a whole turn. We are fighting one at a time. It's important to notice that. So I'm going to try to use Gleda to finish that guy off. I've got a regular attack, which is not going to deal enough damage, but do we have something better? Maybe this one might be sufficient to take the guy out. Alright, sufficient. So we just have 2 more enemies to deal with. Should be careful about my energy because I'm using a bit of energy each time I'm actually using a skill. So I should try to be careful. So that guy here, I might want to try to focus on him, but this one seems to be a bit dangerous. So let's just try to flank this one to see if there is something to do with it. 7 damage and increased defense by 3. I might want to go with this, or I could go and try to deal 7 damage. I think I might want to try to deal with energy because it seems to be what I'm going to be the most efficient against. Alright. I'm going to take a blow from the back, but might be able to deal with it. Okay, all fine. Oh, okay, good. So I think next turn should be the last, maybe. Let's begin by attacking this one here. So Gleda is going to use Heavy Strike, which might be maybe sufficient to take care of him. I wonder if half of the damage are going to be... what if I just go for the energy? It might be more efficient. Okay, it was quite efficient. I should also maybe check for the cards if I've got time to do that. Okay, let's see, what do we have here? We've got Touch of Cow, reduce health by 5, nope. Spirit Armor, increase health by 10, reduce health by 10, and reduce attack by 5 and increase attack by 1 to all surrounding units. Okay, so we're going to try to heal a character just to see what kind of effect we can expect to have. 33. Okay, we're going to heal the father first. Okay, so it's burning a turn, so I cannot attack when I'm using a card, even though he just finished the job. Okay, good. Let's take a look. Gleda looks at the blooded body in terror. This is the first time she has fought to the death. You grab her by the shoulders, shaking her a couple of times before she looks away from the corpse. She finally stills herself, meets your gaze and nods with great determination. You are proud of your daughter, but even more so worried for your wife, Lucky. There is no time to lose. You need to get home as soon as possible. And a couple of side alley later, you open the familiar gate. Okay, let's see, we are getting a bit of gold, we're getting a bit of XP. and we'll see what we can do with that a bit later on. You run into the house and find the living room covered in blood. Old Tanner, your housekeeper, stands at the door, trembling all over. His daughter Quina, your maid, lies motionless on the floor. Just beside her is your wife, Licky. You run into the house. Oh wait, it's just said already. Licky, how could this happen? I could ask Tanner, but let's go for the first one. Mummy, oh mummy, what happened to you? You gasp for air. You get down on your knees and touch your wife's body. A lifeless hand is still warm. Gleda's up nearby. Everything is going dark. Mom, get up. We bought you a present. Stop pretending. The ringing of the bell fills the air around you. It's so loud. Your head is about to burst. You get up and can barely make out what Tanner is saying. Such a calamity has befallen us. Oh, such grief. First, both Licky and Quina screamed in pain. Then my daughter seems to lose her mind. She went at Mistress Licky with a knife. Mistress defended herself, but then... Gleda, give me a hand. Take a blanket from the bed and cover Quina's body. I will in a moment. Oh, they are. His Excellency Count Vichti and his young son Bran always said it would end this way. Let's go for the first one, I think. It might be the... Oh, lucky this shouldn't have happened. Dad, I need you. We must act. Tanner, saddle the horse while I pack. Coming to his sense. Yes, I'll do it. You move a strand of your wife's hair and notice something odd. A black-blue mark, like an ulcer on the nape of her neck. The surrounding skin is swollen, as if burnt. Gleda also noticed it and backed away, a look of terror on her suddenly pale face. This is right out of an ancient manuscript. The same thing happened 700 years ago. A pain pierces your neck and grows into a fiery noose. It strangles you and you die in terrible agony. This infection is what they call the ripping, Dad. The back of my neck is burning. Let me see. Damn it. You have the same mark. Have a look. Do I have it? Nothing, but how can it be? Why did the plague spare me? I don't believe in luck. There must be some kind of protection, but what is it? The manuscript about the ripping mentioned special stones, the streaks, like the one in your pendant. Maybe that's why the monster in the square took interest in it. You take off your captain insignia and put it around your daughter's neck. She nods, and you pull her into your embrace again. You exit into the front yard and take a look around. No, you shouldn't bury Licky here. It's better to do it in the back. Gleda follows you. Take Tanner and bring the body here. You tell her. Try to be quick. Our time is short. Just wrap them in something. Alright? When you are done digging, your hands are shaking, but not with tiredness. Tanner buries his face in his hand. Gleda is a shadow of her former self. Realize that if you stop and stand still, pain will drown you. You get out of the freshly dug grave and pick up Licky's body. You lay out Quina's body beside her mistress. They used to play together as kids. You take up the shovel. Gleda is still petrified. Tanner mumble one of the temple anthems. You wonder what he is asking the gods to do for his daughter. Aren't his woes all the same to her now? You throw the last handful of earth onto the grave and toss the shovel aside. This knocking is... I don't know. You feel as if you are on the edge of a cliff. Your wife is no more. Her body is not in your warm embrace, but in the cool clutch of death. For some reason, you're still alive. Gleda walks up and hugs you, pulling you back from the precipice. Just like when you met the Reaper. Okay, let's just talk to Gleda. Gleda loads up her horse, whipping over the track. Oh, mommy dear, how are you? How are we going to live without you? She whispers. Somebody needs to shoot the guy which is knocking at the door. It's just very, very annoying. You put your arm around your daughter as she presses her tear-streaked face into your chest. It's over for Licky, my dear, but for you unmarked, it's not. Remember this, however much it hurts. Gleda nods and tries to still herself. No longer crying, she starts strapping the saddlebags. It's not over for you either, Dad. No matter what you think, I'm almost ready. I only need to strap this package and of Rask's scrolls. Maybe I'll have a chance to return them. It pains you to look at your daughter, whose every gesture reminds you of your wife. You clench your teeth and carry on. There is no time to lose. Let's just help Gleda and fasten the package. Gleda buries her face in your shoulder. Thank you. Mom is dead. We've got to run for the ripping, and I'm still fussing with this package. Let's just talk to Tanner. You enter the house and see that Tanner has packed your thing, but is not in a rush to leave. What's keeping you, Tanner? Tanner makes an helpless gesture. Forgive me, Master Brennan, but I'm not coming. I must remain by my daughter's side. I will look after the house for as long as I live. Tell Tanner that he is an excellent servant. Ask him whether he hopes to survive. I'm just going to ask him about his intention. Tanner's face darkened. I have to write a letter to the Count. Not going to lie. I've been keeping him informed about the coming and going of this house. It's time to send him a final letter. I will tell His Excellency that you failed to protect your wife, just as I failed to safeguard my daughter. Grief clutches your inside while rage turns everything into blur. Your hands curl into fists. I put up with a snitch in my own home for 20 years, and now you want to screw me over as a parting gift. I cannot strike him. He just left his daughter. He'll just leave. You managed to contain your rage. I don't even care. You lived like a sneaky rat, and that's how you will soon die. I'd punch you, but Licky would have disapproved. You move Tanner aside with your shoulder. Grab your belongings and go back to the yard. Let's leave. It's Captain Krieger. He's got Fisk, the guard from the northern gate, as well as 4 lads from his regiment with him. What do we do? Let him in before he destroys the gates. Gleda shut the stable door for now, just in case. Damnation! Quick, bring in the horse. Thorn is your old servant, completely deaf. I bash my knuckle raw knocking on your bloody gates. Don't you know what's going on in the town? Pipe down. I do know Tanner. Tanner has just lost his daughter, understood? And I've just lost my wife. Curse this damn town. Licky, no fucking way. I'm sorry, pal. I'm really sorry. Damn me if I hurt your feeling or something. You'll die like a dog, so don't worry about it. We all will at this rate. What happened to you? When the monster entered the town, everyone went berserk. Have you seen the sign it left on the gate? What do we do now? I wanted to ask the burgomaster, but didn't think I could make it through. Besides, I had the boys with me. Hey there, you pansy, come here. You alright? Hey, you look like you didn't even shit your pants. Take care of the horse while we figure something out. Okay, let's just see if we've got 2 boys over there. We're going to speak to Shed first. Brett lounging about. Just coming to my sense. Thinking what to do. What can you do against a Reaper? It came after me, you'll see. It knows where I'm hiding and it will find me again. It came after all of us, knucklehead. Do you think you're special or something? If God forbid it comes back, it will be for all of our head. Dawn, we need to leave now. We can't run and or hide. Death is in the air. Until decrease, Brett. What's going on here? Listen to me, boy. Don't ever let your fear wag your tongue for you. Curb it. If you wanna die, do it. Just don't drag others into it. Let's speak to the other one. Heads up. Quit trailing out like a puppy. Go tighten the straps of on your horse. Oh, you remember me? Get this nanny away from me. At this rate, he'll soon be holding my member while I'll take a leak. Let him look after Gleda, why not? But old, aren't we buddies? Don't you see what's happening in Albius? Don't drag Gleda into this, I worry about you. Go on, right out here. I need you like I need a hole in the head. If you want to look after me, do it from far away. That's what distress does to men. You look as stiff as a dick in a bath house, Zob. Don't worry, he'll cool off and you'll be best buddy again. Thorn, what else did you want to ask the lads? Let's see. Why are you staring at the gate? Well, I mean, it's really nice, sturdy gate. We could just stay here and wait for this mess to clear up. Let's not fall shit creek. I'm never going to cut it. We're already knee-height in it, Zob. Who do you think this gate gonna stop? That monster or maybe the plague? What next? Crawling under a blanket? Will it help? I want to do the right thing. What if those madmen come to their sense? Then it's all hunky-dory. Alright, enough talk. Look at Zob rumbling. Usually he's too busy chewing. He probably thought we'd be hiding in a tavern. If you could hide from this nastiness in a tavern, I would be there already. Krieger, do something. We didn't join Thorn Brennan's company by accident, did we? I mean, no disrespect, Captain. Respect my decisions then. First, we need to get out of town and ride to the nearest menhir to get rid of the plague. We'll see where we'd go from here. Okay, let's get out of here. Forget about trouble, Krieger. The Burgomaster is dead. We're sailing up Shit Creek. What do we do now? Watch the sheets stand and run. Where do we go? Check the back of everyone's neck. I think it might be a sensible thing to do. We figured that one already. None of my lads have marks. I probably checked. Don't look, I've been clutching their neck in pain though. The gods spared us for this blight. Without them, we'd be squirming on the ground. We should be grateful. We invoke the gods, but they have nothing to do with it. Confound them. We've got Strix to help us. What do you have, Fisk? What do you mean? I have a spear on my arm, or I thought I admit they aren't the best. Perhaps I'm not making myself clear. A bit slow on that cake, aren't you? I'll say it again, slowly. Strix protects you from the plague. Krieger and I have our captain insignia with Strix. These lads have earring with flecked of this stone. Where's your Strix? I've got a small one on this pin, used by to be my mother's. I've kept it in her memory, but I don't wear it. So she protects you even after her death. Pray to your dead mother. Fisk resonates to the gods. He said something about going berserk, Krieger. Well, you see, the monster just etched a sign on the gate and vanished. Then the bell started ringing and it all went topsy-turvy. The people got their feet and began to beat the living daylights out of each other's. Some skedaddled, others took up arms, some folk just used bare hands. Me and Fisk ran for it, but that didn't go well. Even the guys we knew were lunging at us like ferocious beasts. We wanted to avoid killing them, of course, but the way things were, we fought our way to the stable and found these lads. I see. It's starting to make sense. The plague leave a mark which makes you go berserk, but it doesn't always work. Perhaps some possess the inner strength to resist, or maybe Strix have got something to do with it. The mark's not a death sentence then. If you resist it, things are looking up, boys. Something to drink to. What is this sign on the gate? I could try. How should I know? It was standing guard by the northern gate with Fisk. I was standing guard. May the gods punish him with sobriety. Suddenly a monster appeared. I heard of this creature. Temple record refer to them as reapers, for they come during the reaping. They don't always look like monsters. Sometimes they appear almost human. They call themselves the Umbra, but there are only a passing mention of them in the chronicles. Haven't the foggiest idea what that was, and frankly I don't give a crap. I just know what I saw. It was so scary you'd shit your pants. Many did in fact. All of them fell to the ground. At least the monster drew some kind of mark on the gate and let out a screech. The Reaper said that the gate was sealed and that everyone should prepare to die. It said so in the temple tongue and then in Frisian. Will you shut up, wise ass? You've been going on and on. What are you planning to do? Talk your foes to death on the battlefield, you snotty brat? Have I ever given anyone a reason to call me a coward? Let's see. Krieger, let it go. Hold your horse too. You too, Flit. Please calm down. How come you know so many languages? Just had to learn them. Many archival records exist only in Frisian or in the temple tongue. Being knowledgeable is always useful. As for courage, you either have it or you don't. You won't know it until you need it. It's time to go. Let's go. Damn, I almost forgot. The people didn't go mad immediately after the monster let its sign on the gate. First, a merchant rode through the square in a flying gallop. It's a miracle didn't trample anyone. He pulled the control lever, slid something between the leaves, opened them up, and off he went, all by himself. And here I thought he was a good-for-nothing wuss. Surely you know him. Short bird, always smiling, shop near the town hall. A good drinking buddy, if you ask me. Rask, so he managed to get out of town. Is the gate still open then? No, the people were going berserk already. Some of the guard went after this Rask fellow. By the way, then the gate slammed shut, as nobody held it open. So it is impossible to open the gates, after all. Gather everyone, Krieger, and let's go. We need to get out of town. Then I decided to stay, so we're all ready now. Sop, open the gates. Everyone follow me and Krieger. Go. Alright, we've got something happening here. You stop in the square near the gate, dismount and peek around the corner. The ground before the gate is littered with corpses. Beside them, guards shuffle about, scratching their neck and growling now and then. They have weapons at the ready. The incessant ringing of the bell makes you squirm as you examine the gate. There is some kind of glowing mark on it. The square is full of abandoned carts, baskets and crates, and corpses. There is no way you can ride through on horseback. Your company waits for your destination. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Do you realize what is going on here? Let's see. Why did the monster steal the gates? Why are these madmen so organized? Let's go for this first one. Could it be that they serve the Reaper now and are bound by his will? Probably the case. Ancient manuscripts don't mention anything about it. However, they do say that each reaping is different. The Reaper could have invented something new. Rask has mentioned something like this too. You've discussed the reaping with Rask sometime. You don't know history if you don't know the reaping. The directed schools, even if they only open twice. We knew it would come back. In the absence of other explanation, we'll have to go with this one. Why did the monster seal the gate? Those Reaper are like children, very cruel children, pitting people against each other just to see what's gonna happen, like placing. It's what father said. Is your father a temple servant by any chance? A real scribe, but I didn't want to be a scribe. I wanted to become a warrior, and so I ran away from the capital. Consider your wish fulfilled. I'd hope it had lost its glamour. It will soon in any case. Let's see, shall we try to break through? What do you mean breakthrough? Are you out of your freaking mind, Thorn? I know those guys, every single one of them. See that redhead? You know him too. He was but a young lad when he came to me. What, 15 years ago? He wanted to become a guard, and he did. Do you suggest we all our horse over the wall instead? I know all of those guys too. See the woman lying there by the barn? That's his mother. And who do you think hacked her down? They are not the people we knew, Krieger. Well, I'm not quite myself and when I'm drunk either. Should I be killed then? How do you know this can be reversed? Do what you will, Captain, but I won't lead an attack on my own men. Can you see the dead bodies under their feet? Those are our lad too. Oh, screw you, I'll give you the order. Okay, this character are quite interesting. I love how it's unfolding. So we can't attack their rank directly, so we'll have to split up. Some of you will join the fight, but others will have to get around the fight and reach the gate. Why would we split? It's much better to stay together. What if these crazy get reinforcement while we are busy fighting? I don't care about winning, I just want to get out of this alive. How do we open the gate? It's sealed by the sign. If Rask managed it somehow, then so can we. On your guard. You there, follow me, the rest to the gate. Okay, so we'll need to choose who's going where. So I'm not going to take Krieger because he seems to be quite reluctant to go against these guys. We've got already 2 melee fighter, so I might want to add a bunch of probably Archer here. So I could go with Flit, which seems to be an interesting character. I'm going to add Brett maybe, and I could add a Spear and maybe an Assassin. It might be useful. And we'll let Zop and Krieger open the door. Hope they are going to manage to do it, but I'm counting on Krieger, but I don't know what to think about Zop. Okay, so I don't really have any level up to deal with now, so let's just keep going. We've got a fight to win here. Hopefully we won't lose anyone. Would definitely like to use my bowmen to deal a bit of damage before entering into melee. There is quite a bunch. We've got soldier with shields. Okay, we're not going to position our guy like this. We're going to go backward a bit. I want to be able to shoot them a bit before they come into... and we're going to bring our character around. Where is my second... Oh, over there. Here we go. We're going to bring our spearman over there and an assassin here. I'm going to bring my shield around here. Seems to be... yeah, let's go. I got 5 cards. Might want to use the guards right away. Nah, let's just shoot these guys. So which one do we want to go for? We've got... I should probably target the weakest first. I've got these 2, which seems to be a bit weaker. These 3 even. I could go and kill the most dangerous one first. Ah! Let's see how much damage I'm doing with one of these bowmen. We've got regular shots, dead shots, which are going to do more damage. And let's see. Maybe what I should do is... Can I just... I need to check what I can do here. I cannot really see well. Okay, so what if I shoot this guy? Okay, I'm killing him, so maybe it's a good thing to do. I could dispose of one of these guys already. Yep, let's go for it. And we're going to head for the else because there is no reason for me to go for the energy if I can actually kill the guy. Okay, here he dies, and it's taking a bit of else to use these. So what's going on here? It was a card from the enemy. Okay, so let's use my bowman to kill another one of these. We're going to use another dead shot, and we're going to aim for the... which... maybe this one. As at least I will kill it. The less enemies there is to... oh, I took a bit of damage here. Not good. I hope they're not going to be able to reach us. Because they might advance at some point. Yes, they will. Okay, so it's our turn now. So maybe I should just use a spear to damage this guy. I cannot. Nah, I cannot. Nah, I cannot. Okay, so let's just try to bring my guy with a shield in front of him so I can parry. I could try to use parry for when he's going to attack. And we'll go for his else. I could try to exhaust him. We're going to try to go for his energy. Okay, so they're going to advance, but I should be able to deal with them. I think it might be time to use my spear. What do we have? Piercing strike, onslaught. Not too bad, it's dealing quite a bit of damage. I might be able to actually kill that one. It's going to cost me 12 Ls though. Let's try it. And we're going to go for probably the Ls as well. Okay, he died. Good. I don't think he's going to be able to attack me this turn, so I might be able to... I cannot attack this one, I cannot attack this one. So we might want to use our bowmen to take care of these two. So what if I was to go for dead shot on this guy? Can I do it? Maybe not. And regular shot... okay, I cannot use them because the turn is not done. So we need to use one of our remaining character. I'm going to bring Gleda to the front here, so we won't be flanked too much. I could bring her here. Yes. And I might have a bunch of defensive skills here. Damage split or cover. Okay, so which one do I want to go for? Let's go for this one, just to see what's going to happen. Because I've got a bit more energy for a turn, it seems. And my last remaining character I'm going to bring over there, so it's going to be able to maybe do something. Come on, are we not going to move? Oh, my turn with Gleda is not done. So we'll just end the turn with a... here he comes, and he's going to come for Gleda. Ouch. I don't think the assassin is going to be able to do anything, so we'll just bring him a bit closer, but not much more. Might be able to do something next turn. Let's see. Oh, could be useful. And it does not end the turn, so it's probably something I should just use at the beginning of a turn to reach a far destination. Okay, let's see, it's my turn again. Let's just try to make good use of it. We are going to bring our spearman to the side, maybe. And maybe this guy is a bit weak, so I might want to keep him safe. Just not do it. We are going to bring the assassin to the side here. And we'll try to use... nah, it's not going to work well. Power strike is not going to be sufficient. Nah. So we'll just go for somebody else. What if... okay, we're going to use Gleda. She might be able to do quite a bit of damage to the guy. So we are going to try to use... I cannot use heavy strike. No, it's going to be too much. I might want to use a regular strike, so I'm not going to use too much of my health. And we'll go for... I think it's basically going to do the same. Okay, let's try to go with 4 health. So maybe we won't be able to go for a powerful attack. Ah, come on, I wanted to avoid that. Ah, come on, it's stupid. Okay, so let's try to do better. We're going to send my assassin here. And hopefully, he will manage to kill the guy. I won't. I will try anyway. Oh, he's throwing knives. So I could have used him a bit earlier. Oh, come on. It's a very bad way to finish this episode. I'm losing people. That guy is deadly. Okay, let's just bring my bowman in a position where I can shoot the guy down, because... Nah. Okay, we'll try. Can I shoot without killing Gleda? I hope so. Yes. Okay, we'll see. We've got a wound for our bowman. And that guy, is he dead? I wonder. Okay, let's just try to finish this one though. What do we have? I'm going to aim for the health zone. Knockback is not going to do it well. Let's go for regular attack here. We're going to aim for the energy. I didn't want to go for knockback. I need to be very careful here. I need to finish the guy. Gleda, she needs to be healing. What if I go for this? Alright. Can I still attack? It's not going to be sufficient. Maybe if I go with my bowman and go for the biggest shot I've got. Because that guy has 18 and still 21 damage. Let's go for this if I can. Seems to be unlikely, but let's try to regular attack. Not what we're looking for. No, it's not going to be sufficient. Okay, so let's just come here. Oh, what have I done? It was not what I wanted to do. It is a mistake. Okay, we'll try to attack anyway. Double damage maybe. Yes, but not sufficient. It's going to come back against Gleda, and yes. Nah. Okay, anyway, it seems the combat are rising a bit quickly in difficulty. It's not really difficult, but I did not pay attention well. So let's just try to finish a guy before he kills more of my guys. And he might. Yes, he's going to go for the assassin. This time I should be able to shoot him down. Hopefully to shoot him dead. Okay, not so good. Anyways, the fight is over. You notice more guards with their weapon drawn in a nearby alley. You run to the gate. Why isn't it open yet? You want to go through this again? Krieger kicks the sealed gate in fury. Shit, bloody Ras did it somehow. Think quickly, what could we use? Let us suddenly remember. Rask swiped something along the slit between the leaves. Do you remember? Padagon words. He said that the thread of life protects you from evil magic. It's silver. We know we have Mom Silver's necklace with in one of the bag. We pull the piece of silver jewelry out of the bag and toss it into Krieger's. He shrugs and slides it along the slit as the rippers made mark fade away and the gate creaks open. Krieger loads hysterically. I'll be damned. Silver walked. Pull the lever now. You and your company rush into the open. As soon as you close the gate behind you, the Reaper's sign, invisible to you from the outside, reveal reseal them with a hissing sound. Soon enough, fists begin pounding from the inside. The bed still tolls over Albius. Okay guys, so I don't think we're going to go much further today. I hope you liked the video. If you do, please leave a like, a comment or subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel even further, please consider following my referral link to buy your games on the Humble store. They've got pretty nice price and interesting bundles as well. So with that said, until next time folks, have fun!